Hello everyone, Zelrant here, and we are just under a week away from Etheria Restart coming out for launch, and so I thought I'd go ahead and talk about my launch plans, as I think I've really kind of solidified how I want to approach the game. I've kind of seen a lot of the other content creators and their plans and other ideas I've seen from reading Discord and how people want to approach it, and so I thought this would be a good time to kind of fully go over it. We have most of the details at this point. The only thing was we're really waiting on our nerfs and buffs to units, kind of in a patch notes, or I don't even know if we're going to be getting that before launch. That's kind of the main thing. But with my launch plans, I feel like it's fairly unique to a lot of content creators, but I also feel like if you're planning to play this game long term, it is probably one of the better ones. It's definitely going to be a little bit harder in the beginning with my plans, but it's definitely my launch plans. Now, the first thing is I do plan to re-roll, and I will be re-rolling majority of the day on launch. I will be streaming as soon as the game launches, and that's what we'll go right into right off the bat. But mine's going to be a little bit more unique than what you see with many other people re-rolling. The first thing is going to be my plans for re-roll. Now, I will be making a video on how to re-roll that I'll probably release right before the game launches. And then as I'm re-rolling through the day, I'll probably actually make another one that actually demos it once I've got it down and efficient to kind of showcase it. But my re-rolling plans are basically the re-roll into like the last second of where I have like limited time to be able to use all my energy, do all my dailies before the reset. And that's kind of my goal. So even if I get like my main person that I'm targeting with the re-roll, which is Lily, I'm going to keep re-rolling until I get an account. Like, just keep trying to get a better and better account, because just because I get Lily doesn't mean I can't get super lucky like we've seen with some people in the beta and pull like a Lily, Heinrich, and a Doki Doki all in my first 50 pulls. And then it's like, oh, this account's better, so I'll take that. So I will save off any accounts that's good. Like, I'll note down the email for it, and then I'll just keep re-rolling. And then once we get to that kind of breaking point where I'm running out of time, I will, from that point on, then I'll pick whatever the best account is at that point and then play on from there. Hopefully, I'm hoping to potentially get 2 Dark and Light units. Unlikely, but we'll see. But what I would probably hopefully get is at least a Lily, and then like 2 units from over up here that I like. So maybe I get a Sukiya Mi and a Rosa. Then from there, I can use my targeted summon on a Tiamat, or if I get Tiamat from my rerolls, maybe I use it on a Rosa. That's kind of my plans there. After that, I will dump my pulls on Freya, get me a copy of Freya, and then here's where I'll kind of deviate from what you're going to see with a lot of other rerollers. I will be done pulling at this point. I see a lot of people saying the advice should be pull on the permanent banner. Keep pulling on this permanent banner and just make your account really wide. The permanent banner has the soft pity. These limited ones do not. One of the negatives is you can get dupes on this banner. And while it is unlikely in the beginning, the more you pull on it, the higher the odds of getting a dupe is. And dupes are just not going to feel good. Even though they are useful in RTA, there is going to be a way to farm the dupes for the characters. So while it'll take time to get them, you can get dupes by another means. So I will be done pulling on this banner, while many others will say, just keep pulling, get your account as wide as possible. And that way, it makes things easier. It does make things easier. Doing that is going to be how you can easily complete these, because you need to have a wide team to complete all this content, especially if you want to get up to Inferno and start farming for these highest modules. But the biggest thing, and I think we've seen, because they've announced that new unit, Mio, who is going to be, from what I understand, she's going to start right off the bat in the permanent banner as a member down here in the Light and Dark, as well as on this one as well. How good new units can be. And a unit like Mio, another one that could come out that's really good, especially it's one that I may really like, could come out here as a limited debut banner, which I expect they'll probably do with new units as they come out. The biggest thing with the Light and Dark units on here is they are ridiculously expensive on your pulls. Now, the only thing is it's a guarantee, and that I like the guarantee over the randomness of permanent. And even though it costs triple the pulls versus this one, it is a guarantee on them, and it's not guaranteed it's going to be 100 pulls. You can get lucky and get them early, but since it's so expensive, I want to conserve as many pulls as I can. And that's why I'm going to basically be done pulling after my rerolls, after I get my copy of Freya. I should be able to hold up to, I think I'll be able to save up to like 400 or so pulls. Based on what I've seen people are able to collect from the beginning of the game. They hand out a ton of pulls. But if you dump everything into that permanent banner to get your account wide, you're just not going to be ready for the next light or dark unit that debuts. That could be extremely good. So that is kind of my plan there. Now, what that changes for me versus somebody else that pulls in the permanent banner is I'm going to have to really look at my teams and almost certainly have to use some of the good SR units to make sure I can beat these bosses. And there's plenty of good units. You can definitely make them work. I might be a little bit slower. It might take me a little bit longer to get to the end. To me, that's completely fine. I am playing this for the long term. And I think long term in these games. And even though I can spend money, hopefully I want to spend less than I need to. And so by saving those pulls, I think it'll be fine. Now, there's the other part with regarding the stamina. I've made a video on it where you have the advice of you doing the max cap refreshes to keep up with your level, to keep up with grinding the gear, so that you can actually compete in PvP. I'm actually don't plan to do that. Reason being is I'm not too concerned about trying to be on the leaderboards in PvP in the beginning of this game. The whales and that are already going to be way ahead, because the whales, what they're going to do is they're going to just buy pulls until they get pretty much every unit on this banner. And the super whales are going to get like dupes of all the units, including the dark and light units. And you're not going to be able to keep up with them anyway in the beginning. So there's no reason to worry about being... All you need to be able to do in the PvP is complete the content to get everything out of the shop. And I think it's in here. Yeah, the arena shop. You want to be able to buy out the arena shop that resets. This is like the biggest thing. And you can get this without being top of the leaderboards or anything. So there's no reason to stress out about being behind the people that are max capping the stamina. I keep hearing that advice, and I mentioned it for the people that want to play that way, but I definitely do not plan to do that. So I'll be a little bit behind in the beginning, but like I said, I will have probably one of the better accounts with the least amount of spending in the long term, because I'm going to conserve my pulls, because there's going to be the problem. They're almost certainly going to release a debut light dark unit that is really good on here. And it's going to be a way for them to try and make money in the future. And people are just not going to have the pulls because they've been pulling on the permanent banner to get a ton of new characters on their account. And so that's pretty much it on that. That's kind of my plans. I didn't really want to focus on specific characters on this one. I will be making a follow-up video probably tomorrow looking at the current tier list, because it has quite dramatically changed from the last time I looked at it on where characters placed from all the feedback on the beta. And that'll kind of help with guiding some of the other characters I may want to look at when it comes to my rerolls. But that's it for now. That's my launch plans. Let me know if you agree, or if there's something I'm completely missing in here in my planning, because I still am subject to change. It hasn't launched yet. But yeah, we'll kind of see where it goes from here. That's pretty much it. If you like my content, if you can like, comment, and subscribe, it really helps. And thanks for watching.